Last time on the Bachelor party.
Go. All right. Welcome back to third week of the Bachelor party. Two-part episode this week. So if you had the 4 hours of your week to actually sit down and watch this reality show like we did, you should be caught up now. Sorry we're a little late on this, but it's just what happens. Great episodes. Awesome. Unfortunately, I think that they might be the two best episodes of the season. I think it's just going to get worse from here on out, and we'll talk about why. But I think we already know why. What do you think?
No, I mean it's true. It was it's like bittersweet to watch these two because I was actually very entertained throughout. Usually, and I'm entertained during when I'm not watching it live, which is very rare. If I'm watching it live, I'm obviously entertained. But if I have to watch it like online, I have to watch it on demand. I get bored really easily and I start zoning out. But like these two episodes were really nice. But like you said, it's just gonna kind of suck now because of some of the events that unfolded. A lot of the look aheads from the beginning of the season are now already like in play, like that, like we've just seen them. So
when in that previously on, I know last week at the end I said enjoy Chad while you can. Enjoy him because the season's gonna suck once he's gone. You didn't include that part, did you?
No, I did include his awesome protein shake line though.
I want to bring that back up to life. Let you know. I said last week, enjoy it because you're gonna see now. Now that he's gone, he's not gonna leave right away. He's gonna be part of the first half of next episode, I would assume, in 2 weeks. But you'll see. You'll see. All right. So first episode, Monday night. You got the first one-on-one is with Chase, not someone I knew existed before tonight. But
was Chase the one who made it snow?
Ooh, he might have been.
So cool. he clearly got he clearly made a great impression.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so he gets his first one-on-one. Jesus, hot yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Yoga's kind of for girls.
I mean, if this was a podcast where we took man cards, you would have to take his man card on that one.
Really, 100%. Looked terrible. Looked brutal.
Yeah, like this is what I didn't. This is what I don't get about a hot yoga date. Like, and it's kind of the same thing with the fireman challenge. There's a chance people can break down, and like you don't want to look like a pansy. Like, you know, I got a girlfriend, no big deal. Like, it's a thing though. And if she's like, "Hey, let's do hot yoga," I'll do it because I don't want to like wuss out, but like I don't really have confidence in myself to survive it. And if I don't survive it, then I can just say yoga's for girls anyway.
Well, just that first part where like they're like having them like break down and like whine and cry like babies. I don't know if you remember that they like started like having tantrums on the floor. I was like, what is this? What is that? It was brutal and it's a bad thing. I was a little bit biased on this date. Chase didn't do much for me. He was fine, but no big deal. Good night. I'll be all right. Okay.
We'll cut that out. All right.
Can we actually cut?
Do you just want to start over?
No, can we just cut that part?
Yeah, we'll cut that part.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's like around now because she can hear like me talking.
Classic. She probably thinks you're having a party. A bachelor party.
We are having a bachelor party.
Perfect. That's where I'm going to cut back in.
All right. But yes, I have a girlfriend, no big deal. She texted me, I didn't watch live, and she said like, oh, this Chase guy kind of reminds me of you. So I was like, oh, well, this is who I'm going to pick now. Then I watched, he's pretty dull. I mean, I could kind of see it looks-wise, not really. But then it came to the part after all the yoga. Before we get done with that, though, when they were doing the thing that they couldn't pronounce, and they thought it was so funny that they couldn't pronounce it that they did it over and over and over again.
Classic couple move on that one.
Yeah,
Classic like inside joke that they'll always have.
One thing that we can get is this inside joke because this is so boring. When she was just like sitting on his lap and they were just like basically having sex.
Yeah.
That kiss was pretty phenomenal.
She's on a string now of her kisses get really sexual.
Yeah, it was. I mean, last week we talked about her and Luke.
Yeah.
So back-to-back weeks with sex on The Bachelorette. Anything more on yoga before we move on to the end of the day? Because I have a few things on that.
I mean, give him a lot of credit. If you bring Wells on that one-on-one, Wells probably dies. So he did it.
Wells would die. All right. They go to dinner. They open up to each other about stuff. I think she might have brought up Ben again. No, it wasn't that one.
She does bring up Ben. And I was listening for it this time. She does bring up Ben, and it's like you mentioned. Like she literally tries to find the points to be like, well, like Ben. Like I was dating Ben, and he broke my heart. Like I don't want you to do it. Like that's so fucked up.
This is going to be one of those things where at the end of the year you're going to go to Walgreens. You're just going to be buying some candy at the line, and you see a People magazine, the headline like, I still had feelings for Ben, and it'll be like her and whoever she picks split up because she couldn't get over Ben. I guarantee that's going to happen.
95% chance I buy that. 95.
His parents were divorced. He came out and said that. Mine are. You got to have your little soapbox about you having a dead parent last week, so now it's my turn.
Is that why Morgan texted you and said you're a lot like Chase?
I was like, wait, is this why that she thinks that remind me of him? But then, okay, the one thing I want to talk about, after they were done, he got the rose. It's good. He's good. I like him. And she brought him up later on Tuesday's episode. But this always happens on The Bachelor. They eat their little dinner. No one eats. And then they walk outside and she's like, I have a surprise for him. And it is a surprise because they go out to like a one-on-one concert where nobody knows who he is. And they always make one of them explain, like, it was Charles Kelly. Have you ever heard of Charles Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a country music DJ, so I have to have heard of him.
I don't know who Charles Kelly is. There's no way Chase knew who he was. I doubt JoJo did, even though she talks about how country she is. The audience, half the audience that doesn't work for country radio, like, they always do this. ABC always picks this person that's, like, kind of borderline famous and then have to explain who he is. There's never a time when you just walk out and you're like, oh, it's like Kanye. Like, everyone knows him. Like,
and it's always like force-fed, too. It's like, oh, I couldn't believe that we're seeing Charles Kelly with his hit song that I listen to all the time. Like, it's not like, or it's like, I've been a Charles Kelly fan my whole life. Like, it is totally forced, and it's so awkward. Like, it would kind of almost be funnier if they both walked up like, hey, who the fuck's this?
What would you say the percentage of people that knew who Charles Kelly were?
I'm going to go probably solid 25. I don't know. I'm going to go.
What do you think the percentage of people of the audience that know Charles Kelly now?
A solid 10.
Yeah, less people know about him now.
That was the part that people fast forward through.
That's just always unreal. While this is happening, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. While this is happening at home, the group date card shows up, and our boy Chad's name is on it. He says, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I'd rather just go hang out with her by myself. And everyone freaks out. He's right, though, right? Like, of course.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was kind of getting.
He's just saying he wishes that it wasn't with 12 dudes.
Like, everyone was like, because you had the couple people who weren't on the card, and I guess, like, it kind of sucks in that point because, like, they got nothing, and it's like a kid who's like, oh, I got shitty gifts this year to somebody who didn't get any gifts or something. But at the same time, like, It's like the same reason that he said, like, oh, like, I don't know anything about you. Like, I can't, like, confess my undying love for you yet and stuff like that. It's because he doesn't know her. And these
But
guys are, like, so
hey,
weirded out that, like, he's like, oh, you're not. Like, I get it from the standpoint of, like, this has been a thing. Like, he should know how the game works. And, like, you're just going to have to deal with this for a little bit. But at the same time, like, he's just being honest. Like, I really wish I wasn't having to hang with 11 other dudes, which,
being a dick though. But yeah, I understand what he's saying. He's just a dick about everything. Um, the best little part to that though, as soon as like everyone started getting on his case, like, did you really just say that? Can you repeat that? As soon as Evan said anything, he just goes, Evan, stop talking, which is the equivalent of like, shut up, nerd. And I love
yep.
that because Evan sucks.
Well,
And then,
like, we've always hated Evan, and Evan just got so much worse this episode.
oh yeah, he got bad, but entertaining though. Like I hate Chad too, but he's very entertaining. Evan causes some entertainment value, and it's because of the Chad stuff, and more on that. Then Alex gets in it. Alex is kind of a tough guy. Like, I'm going to stand up to this guy and say whatever I want. And then once Chad starts getting like angry at him, he just kind of like sits there like, I'm not afraid of you, and then doesn't do anything. All the guys keep doing that. But then Evan called, no, not Evan. Chad called Alex a midget, and they blurred it out. They blurred it out.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering what they blurred out.
And he's like, "You're the biggest midget I've ever seen." Like, is that where we're at now? You can't say midget in like on The Bachelor, which is just the most trash television. You're gonna blur out that word. I get that it's bad. I don't know why, but that's unbelievable.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and blur out every time that you said it here on the podcast because it's just offending me. But like, yeah, it's so weird the words that you can and can't say because you can swear a lot more on TV than you used to be able to. I'm pretty sure you can drop shit a couple times. However, you can't say the word midget because it's offensive to some people, especially Alex, who is a
All those,
midget.
yeah, but all those people that would be offended by the word midget are watching like A&E or TNT, whatever that channel is, the learning TLC that
Yeah.
has all the midgets falling in love with each other on their own channel. So TLC is basically BET for midgets. That's true. You can Google that afterward. Um, the date was fake.
That's their new slogan, by the way. Is TLC, the BET
Drama.
for.
Yes, we know. Like, we are very funny. TLC, BET for midgets. All right. The sex date. It was weird. That girl who just came out and started having an orgasm, which is that's not what it sounds like. I hope, because that
Yeah,
was
world shattered on that one.
strange date, but it is. They have one of these every year, and it's like, okay, let's come out of our shells here. And a lot of people did really well with it. Um, go through just a few stories. What do you think of the date in general, though? Just like that.
I thought it was, you know what, Caitlyn a couple seasons ago, like she was like the comedian one, and they brought on Amy Schumer right before her movie was coming out, and it was kind of a cool transition because it was guys doing stand up and like kind of like this interesting concept. So they were doing the same thing here, getting guys to open up, be uncomfortable, and I like the idea. But like some guys I think go into it who don't have a lot of personality and they just think like they're gonna be these like funny guys, and it's kind of awkward to like think about those people who were like in bought tickets to that show. I'm gonna guess that happened. And they were like, oh, I'm gonna see something funny tonight. No, I'm just gonna watch a bunch of dudes who are kind of awkward explaining terrible stories.
Some of the stories we get, I understand buying tickets to that show. You have to know. There's no way you didn't know. And also, buying tickets to that show automatically makes you a weirdo. Whatever's going on, you're automatically a weirdo if you have those tickets. So, whatever.
Basically, a room full of Evans. Room full of Evans on that one. That
no,
seems like a show that Evan would have bought tickets for, like, right away.
That's true. I know he has 3 kids. I'm not sure he's ever had sex in his life. That's why when he came to his story about it, it was all about Chad steroids. She was sitting next to Jordan. I don't know if you noticed it, and hanging out all over him the whole time. But he was
Oh yeah,
so weird and dorky, like his brother, where he like was like shocked by what they were seeing. Like, I can't believe these women are talking about sex. So like he like didn't notice it, or he's not into her or something. Probably because he's gay like his brother. But
probably a little bit of both on that one. A little bit of both.
as they got into the stories, first off, congrats on the sex to all of them. They all told stories about sex. That means they've had it before, so congrats to them. Um, First one, Grant. First time he had sex, he went to jail.
Yeah, I mean, um,
Those cops might have been a little racist.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it seems that's what I thought right away. Probably some racist cops. But yeah, that was wild. Daniel, my favorite. He's my favorite. I'm sorry, I know your girlfriend. No big deal. You have a girlfriend. Hates him. Hated him in the first episode. Dude, he's the best. But his sex story, he was like cutting someone's hair.
Yeah, like he got weird with it.
I need to know more of that. I'll watch that entire thing. Don't show me like some guy like making fun of a steroids guy. Tell me about Daniel like having a knife and be like, well, I might as well cut some of her hair.
I don't think they could legally show that anymore because I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be sued by that girl now because he has her hair and it's realized it was a very good story though.
It sounded like she wasn't like.
She might have been dead. We aren't getting the full story here, but I'm 97% sure that girl was dead, and it was like a fraternity hazing gone wrong, and now he just has a clump of hair to always remember the darkest day in his life.
That's when you can't really fault him for cutting her hair because if she's dead, she's not gonna miss it.
No, it's not growing back anytime soon.
Wells, they didn't show the story, but like they showed the MC being like, "Congrats to Wells on his," or like, "Thank you, Wells, for sharing that hilarious threesome story." So Wells has a lot more in him than we expect.
It's what happens when you're a radio DJ, man. It just happens.
Then it turns into the Evan and Chad show. And Evan goes up, talks for minutes about his steroid use. The guy's definitely on steroids, there's no doubt about that. Then goes up, tries to walk past Chad, and then Chad just rips his shirt. And JoJo sees it happen and, like, doesn't care. Like, she doesn't get that mad about it. She's just like, oh, this guy's violent, but he's hot, so it's fine.
Okay, so leading up to that whole Evan thing, Evan like told Alex, "Hey, I'm going after Chad," and Alex was so giddy about it. He's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna get him! It's gonna be so like." It was such a weird reaction, and then like for me, it was like, dude, like, yeah, Evan, you got up there and you did like this joke that is clearly a terrible joke and clearly going after one person, so you're trying to be a dick to him, and then you're surprised he got mad. Like, dude, like, why couldn't well, it was just a joke. Yeah, it's just a joke and people should realize that, but at the same time, you guys have never been friendly. There's never been like a common bond where they've been cool and that they could be like, oh dude, like I like your jokes. No, they hate each other.
Yeah, and I mean it wasn't a roast. He just went up there and roasted the guy. It was very stupid of Evan and Alex getting all excited for it. And then after it was done, like going up and like chest bumping everyone because of what Chad did. I like what Chad tried to do. I like that he tried to make out with her in front of everyone and be like, because one, I agree with him. I don't think that people need to hear the sex stories of the past. I don't want to know I have a girlfriend, no big deal. I don't really care to know all her stories. She doesn't need to know all mine. Like, just be with each other. You are with each other now. So I agree with what Chad was saying, and then trying to make out with her in front of everyone, that was awesome. She turned her head. Of course she had to. But everyone was a big fan of that, and that's why they started chest bumping when they got off the stage, which was incredible. But
like that, like when has that ever been a reaction? Like, hey, like it's and like outside of sports, because at sports you do it and it's kind of funny. But like, when are you in an everyday situation where something happens and you think, you know what, this guy needs a chest bump?
He tore your shirt, so now. But no, and then Evan gives the ultimatum, says, I'm leaving if you don't send Chad home. To the end of this episode, it seemed like it worked for Evan, and they picked Evan. That was probably the producer saying, "Hey, JoJo, you have to pick him."
It
Like,
has to be. It has to be because she didn't like right
yeah,
away. She was not like, "Hey, like first of all, an ultimatum, like a third
it's
date."
not a good thing to do. Don't be like, "Oh, I'm giving you an ultimatum." It's not like she wants you around.
Yeah,
So,
like what does it matter to her? She could get rid of you, and then the like seven other dudes that she likes more than you at least are still there. Like you aren't this like it's going back to week one when he was like so like freaked out that he didn't get like the first impression rose. It goes back to like how he's just such a weird fucking dude. But you know what? I respect the move. If you're gonna hate on Chad for being a bully, you should definitely bully a girl into giving you a rose.
well, yeah, I think it was a weird move. I'm surprised JoJo went for it. Probably producer's intervention. But then she comes back, gives him the rose, and what do you say? Oh, Chad, just like, are you really vibing this dude? Like right in front of him. The fact that she didn't send him home right there for just completely insulting her judgment and that guy right in front of her. He didn't even try to hide it. Like, are you serious? Is this reality? Like, are you really vibing this, bro? Like, that was insane to me. That she didn't like. She was just like, you're being disrespectful, and then everything was fine. I,
Love the term vibing now. Gonna start using it, especially if I have a feeling that my girlfriend, no big deal, is vibing on some other guys. Gotta use it.
vibing on dudes.
If she's vibing on dudes, I'm gonna call her out on vibing on dudes. I haven't seen her vibing on any dudes though, but like just in case. Now I got that in my back pocket.
So you're vibing on the term vibing then.
I'm vibing real hard, real hard.
Uh, then there's a thing he made him flinch as he walked by, and he's like, "Don't touch me, bro!" Like, I don't know. I love the Chad and whatever his name is dynamic. On to the next thing. We're almost done with the first episode, Monday's episode. James Taylor's one-on-one.
Loved it.
Yeah, a lot of people saying it's cheesy and being hardos. That was like a dream date to me. I love dancing. I love fun. I think that James Taylor is very fun. It's not the actual James Taylor though.
What?
We've had some back and forth. That's not James Taylor, the singer.
It doesn't. So this is James Taylor, the singer, but it's not James Taylor, the singer.
Yes. It's not the James Taylor, the singer. It's just James Taylor, the singer.
Okay.
Um,
It's like saying like you went to Ohio State while some people went to the Ohio State.
Absolutely. All right. So they do this awesome date with this crazy old lady who, like she was hot back in the day, like best dancer ever. JoJo's wearing the cool like hip hair from back in the day. It was rocking. She was looking like a flapper or whatever. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved dressing up like old people. I loved dancing. I loved down to like sitting on top of the hill with a car and like a bottle of champagne at the end. I don't know who drove it home. They were drinking, but
That's a tomorrow problem.
when they walked outside and there's like a sock hop going on, that looks awesome. I was like,
Yes.
even if I was just walking by and I was just like seeing that and I wasn't the bachelor or bachelorette, I would take my girlfriend, no big deal, and just make her dance with me. Like,
But you were at a bachelor party in New Orleans. That never happened.
we usually started the dancing like that. There was a band playing just some jazz, and like all of us went up. No crowd around this band, and me and like two other dudes started dancing. Then the whole group was dancing, and then a crowd just came and formed. We're all videotaping us. It was the most fun. But just the thing about James Taylor, unfortunately, he's a friend zone type. Guys like him never win this. Like Bachelor Bob became it, but like he'll never win. He's never gonna get JoJo, but he's awesome. He's the most genuine guy out there. He's just having fun. He's smiling. He brings up a mood. Unfortunately, she's attracted to dudes like Chad who try to fight everything that doesn't agree with them. Whereas James Taylor is awesome and he's so fun, and she keeps talking about what a great guy he is, but because he's not doesn't have that edge to him, he's going to lose. And I think that unfortunately is something that happens too often. So
Is he an early front runner to be the next Bachelor?
I think that Jordan's going to be the next Bachelor, but
I think Jordan wins. Like, we know this.
I don't know that Jordan wins. I don't think he wants to.
You think he wants to, like, get far and then he'll really
far and become the Bachelor. I think that's why Jordan went on. But I would love if James was the next Bachelor. Because other than that, like, who the hell is it going to be? Chad? I hope.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that possibility here in a minute. But yeah, it'd be like the early front runners right now are Luke, James Taylor.
Way too boring. If Luke is the next Bachelor, I'm not going to watch. I like him, and we'll talk about him, but he's boring. It's shit.
Right. He is boring. Keep going.
So past James, they go back. Rose ceremony is about to start. Oh my gosh, she canceled the rose ceremony to have a pool party. That's crazy. So crazy, JoJo. She's so fun-loving and cool. She just wanted to show everyone her like tits. But
every date has revolved around her trying to show off her fake tits.
Oh yeah, Evan goes and already got his rose. Goes and tells on Chad to Chris Harrison. Because Chris Harrison's such a tough guy, he's going to step in and tell Chad what to do. What a snake. Evan looks worse than Chad after this episode. Chad's trying to fight everyone. Evan looks way worse than Chad after the first episode.
The best is before that, how Chad was lifting weights, and they just edited it to make him sound like he was just being the loudest person in the world, like doing like the grunting, and like all the guys are looking and stuff.
That guy grunts when he works out. That guy grunts.
I mean, absolutely, but I don't think it was as loud as they're making it out to be. And then Evan is like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Goes over, tells Chris Harrison everything, keeps bringing up the fact that he just wants Chad to buy him a new shirt. Calm down, dude. And then he comes back in the room, and Chris Harrison immediately comes in and is like, hey, Chad, we got to talk. And all the guys are like, dude, what's going on? And Evan all of a sudden is too traumatized to talk about anything. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Such a 12-year-old girl move, and it was so infuriating to watch because he's such a – you brought it up in the last one. He looks like a weasel. He is a weasel, and he has gone after Chad, and then he's mad that Chad got mad at him. And also, we didn't bring this up. He had the worst line of all time when he was sitting in the back of the van right after he got the rose where he goes, I'm so happy. I'm so tired. I'm everything. What the fuck does that mean?
I've noticed that him talking about how, like, his kids that clearly aren't his because he's never had sex.
Did he just adopt kids so he could be a single parent?
He probably adopted kids. But he's like, oh, they're going to be so proud of Daddy for making out with JoJo. I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo, man. You are weird. They're probably dogs. You know what? They're probably dogs that he calls his kids. That's exactly what it is. He has dogs, and he calls them his kids back home. I know it. At one
he doesn't go out with friends so he could watch his kids. Couldn't find a sitter.
At one point when Chad was making fun of him, like when he was getting all pissed off after the like sex talk thing, he goes, oh my God, I have these children, and they're like really good children, like making fun of him, like imitating him. I was laughing my ass off. But no, so the very last part of episode 1 of this week, Daniel again, my man, love him. First episode got a little too drunk, hanging in there. Nice guy, became friends with Chad. As soon as he starts seeing how crazy Chad is, he's kind of trying to distance himself from it without like getting on his bad side. It's hysterical to watch. But then when he's talking to him and he's just like, let's say that you're Hitler or something. And Chad's like, no, let's not say that I'm Hitler. He's like, oh, okay, then Donald Trump. Like, and then he goes from Trump back to Hitler to Mussolini. He said, be more like Mussolini. And then he said he just threw Bush's name in the ring. And that's just a Canadian guy who just like hates American politics and like and evidently is okay with dictators. But no, he's like,
you know what's interesting about Daniel is he went from, as you mentioned, being the day one drunk guy
Yeah.
who what usually happens is then day one drunk guy becomes day two even drunker guy, so they
Or
get
just,
rid of him. But
yeah.
he kind of like he still drinks obviously, but like he is like calmed down a lot to the point where JoJo is just keeping him around, and I'm pretty sure it's because she doesn't remember him getting so drunk.
That could be. I don't know though. That'd be pretty hard to forget. But he's a pretty funny guy, and he's cool and he's nice, and all the guys seem to like him, even though he's on like Hitler's side. But like, I thought that was
You heard it here first, everybody. Daniel is friends with Hitler.
all right. So we're on to Tuesday's episode. Awesome episode, even better than the first. Starts with the pool party. Looks like fun.
A lot of dudes playing chicken, which is by far the weirdest game for a bunch of dudes to be playing at an all dude plus one girl swim party.
Um, I won't say that. Then it starts, or no, it starts off even before that. Chris Harrison tells Chad that he needs to calm down, so he goes in, and Evan does not accept his apology. So Chad, you owe me you owe me a new shirt, and you owe me an apology. And he's making a new shirt. He's like, I'll give you $20. Like, just shut up.
which is great because like for some reason, I mean, I know the reason, but he was so hung up on that shirt, and like Chad just like demoralizes him by giving the worst apology and then being like, I'll give you $20 for your cheap shirt. Like, fuck you, Evan, you're the worst.
Then we got okay. So the producers they made the next on the Bachelor and made it seem like he knocked out Evan, and like because you hear JoJo say, "Evan, you're bleeding." Um, nope, he just got a nosebleed from falling in the pool.
Coke. No, not a doubt in my mind, because he also has a nosebleed when they're playing football on the group date later. Cocaine. No one's talking about it, but we are talking about it here on the bachelor party. He's doing coke on the side. No way that dude has that much energy just weaseling around.
I did not think about that.
Like, and then like he jumps into the pool, and he probably realized like when he was doing lines in the bathroom, oh no, people are going to find out my nosebleed. I got to jump into the pool. Maybe I hit somebody jumping in. And, oh, we're going to be playing football. I need my energy to go out onto the field.
There's also just nosebleed guys, though. You know the nosebleed guys that just.
Oh, and Evan is a nosebleed. Like, Evan, you know what? Evan probably tried to get Coke, but he wasn't cool enough to get Coke.
You know what? I think you're right. I think you're onto something with the coke thing, though. That my take was that he's just a nosebleed guy. You're onto something, and Evan's definitely on coke, and there's no telling me otherwise now. So you're right about that.
If
But not
if,
cool.
if it is if
They
it is discovered that Evan's a Coke guy, are you
and start bleeding? Not cool on the producer's part.
no?
Uh,
If Evan is a Coke guy, are you more of an Evan fan?
no,
Nah, he couldn't pull it off.
I couldn't be more of an Evan fan already. So,
Good point.
um, then Derek, who was rooming with Chad, leaves. Does not get asked about it by JoJo. Says that JoJo brought it up. He had actually brought it up, and just like saying he didn't feel safe or whatever, all the drama. Then says I needed to change rooms. Goes in. Chad confronts him. Says whatever guy like me stole your girlfriend. Huge douchebag thing to say. He thinks so much of himself. I love Chad for the show wise. I hate him. I can't even pretend to think he's cool.
Oh yeah, like if this was a person that like actually had to hang out with in real life, probably not going to be the most enjoyable thing for me, based on the type of people I hang out with and the type of people I don't hang out with. However, on a reality TV show where I hate a majority of the guys, I really like this guy.
Derek kind of stood his ground. He's being a pussy, kind of. The fact that he had to move rooms, even though they never had a problem like together, but he kind of stood his ground, set up, and just said, "Hey, like, shut up." So that was cool. Then they have the rose ceremony. So that, as always, means R.I.P. in peace to Ali.
Who I thought actually had a good chance to move on because he could tickle them keys.
I thought he was going to take her on like a magic carpet ride for their one-on-one because you can't tell me that's not Aladdin. Prince Ali, 100% Aladdin. Christian, one of the black guys, made it a few weeks as JoJo had to show that she's not a racist, then axed him. And Nick, who I'm pretty sure is Santa Claus.
Yeah, Nick, was it Nick B? Because that was Santa Claus.
Nick B from Larkin.
Oh yeah, I've never seen them both in the same room. Probably the same guy.
But we don't want to be tricked though because we got tricked with the James Taylor thing. And actually, Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson, and also, I mean, Nick B was Santa Claus. A lot of things being thrown out this season that are just throwing me for loops.
Saint Nick B. But yeah, R.I.P. and peace to those guys. We won't miss you. You didn't really bring anything to the table. So then JoJo, I just want to leave all this drama behind us. So like we're gonna leave. I just want to leave all this drama behind. She said it like 4 times after the rose ceremony. Why'd you pick Chad then? You really want to leave this drama behind? Maybe don't pick the guy that everyone in the house is telling you that they hate and is gonna beat them up. Let's not do that. Maybe not the guy that you saw just completely rip a guy's shirt for no reason before he went up on stage. Maybe leave that guy behind if you want to tell me about how you're no drama chick. Oh God, she bothers me.
If you're talking about though somebody who is moving on because of producers, like with Evan, 100% Chad. Like the producers wanted to see how far this one would go. There's no way.
I disagree with you. She was into Chad. She loves the bad boy. She always talks about it. She was super into Chad, and that's why she had such a hard time letting him go. I know his mom had just passed away, so that was tough too. She was into Chad big time. And she loved being treated like shit because that's the type of person that JoJo is. I liked JoJo a lot on Monday's episode. I didn't love her this episode. I'm glad the decision she made at the end. So she's definitely growing on me, but she's the type to get herself trapped in a abusive relationship because she likes that shit.
Pretty evident on that one based on her prior boyfriends that just randomly pop up in the final few weeks. That is still in play, by the way. Hopefully that comes up.
That would be great. One-on-one with Luke. Just the date in general. They go out. He's got to chop wood and then make a scorching hot tub. I would be lost on that date. That date would not go for me. They're like driving on some dog sled, which is kind of messed up that they're making those dogs do that. I hope that PETA gets involved here. They should. If they're going to blur out midget, maybe blur out the dogs that you're making do your work for you. Do we know that, I know that they had sex on the roof the other night. Do we know that he wasn't fingering her underneath that blanket as they were riding on that dog sled?
Haven't heard any reports yet, but what else do you do on a dog sled?
It's like the ride The Whizzer at Six Flags. You got a finger on that ride because you're like sitting, here's my pillow. You're like sitting with the girl, like, you see?
Kind of.
You got to toss the little fingies.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure that he didn't do that. But yeah, I couldn't last on that date. She brings me out there and she says, "You gotta chop wood." I say, "You know what? Good luck."
We're gonna have a cold bath over there.
Guy, how do I get back to go pack my bags? Because I'm not gonna get this roast because I'm gonna be chopping wood and it's not gonna go through it. Like you might as well just send me home now.
She got really giddy about him chopping wood too. Like she would like squeal when he did it.
She is very attracted to him. I like him. He's cool. He served our country. His hair looks like a Dragon Ball Z character's. You can tell that went into that scorching hot tub. He's so dumb. He's so stupid. It's not there. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to use the R word on this, so I'm not going to. But are we sure he's not?
Can't be sure. And was it him or was it Alex who brought up like people dying in their arms?
It was him. I don't know if he died in his arms, but yeah, he had the death story. And
gotta bust those out. If you get a one-on-one moment and you're not busting out a dead relative of some sort story, you are wasting your time.
I was gonna bring that up in a second. He said that, talked about his good friend dying. Just once, and I'm not saying it had to happen in this case. Just once, I want that to happen on a one-on-one, and then just like that particular person not get a rose.
You want to hear? You want to hear what they should do next season? Um, the whole bunch of girls who comes in, somebody has had to die in their family in the last 6 months.
Or no one has ever died in their family. Any of them. So we don't have to listen to this shit anymore.
Or they schedule it so they kill somebody's family. So like they choose to find love or they choose family. The ultimate decision right there.
But yeah, no, I agree, and you can't say no. You can't
Yeah,
say
like
no. Someone like that's dead. You can't say no to him. One of these times I want to. One of the times I'm like, oh, thanks for sharing that with me about your comrade dying in your arms, but I'm not really digging on you, so I'm not vibing you.
Not vibing. If she said not vibing, that's how you would know that she's into Chad.
No rose for you. He's dumb. I cannot see the show doing well if he's still on it. He's just so boring and stupid and dumb. But
that's why
he I think is gonna win. But he's just so stupid. Then they have their own little private concert. Not even private this time. They just get to go on stage and dance in front of them with a bunch of smoke. Dan and Shay I have heard of, and I think other people have.
How weird is it though of people just taking video of that dance?
Thank you. I have it on my notes here. Everyone was just like videotaping them make out and dance. It's like, what are you gonna do with that video?
Yeah,
like your kids showing pictures of like, oh, look at this cool mountain that I saw. Oh, here's Dan and Shay, and then here's just a couple making out that I felt okay videotaping.
They actually were gonna get married, and then they broke up because she's still in love with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous. But I think it went really well for Luke, and I think he shot to the top for me. Next group date, football. Big Ben, maybe not the person that you picked to be on this show, but with all like the rapes that he's committed.
Also, bringing out a Rodgers brother when Aaron Rodgers beat him in a Super Bowl.
I wanted to bring that up just to rub it in your face. I wanted Jordan to be like, hey, remember when my brother beat you in the Super Bowl? I do, Kyle, because I was at that. I was there.
Were you?
Yeah, I was down in Texas to watch that happen live.
Were you there for the game or the concert?
There was a Black Eyed Peas concert. It wasn't. Usher came down too. Slash was there for some reason. I went for the Packers game.
Okay, but it was close.
Concert just for me. But if, let's say, JoJo had brought up Luke at the time, I probably would have videotaped them kissing on the 50-yard line. But yeah, no big deal. But yeah, kind of weird that they have a serial rapist be one of their the leads of their date. But I thought it was great.
You notice he didn't hit the showers with everybody though.
Yeah, he's probably raping JoJo. This is weird. It's dark.
But you can't say midget on the show.
Jordan was really cocky the whole time, talking about how he was picking apart the defense. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you were technically a college quarterback and played for. Was he a practice squad?
He couldn't have been on an actual team. There's no way.
He had to have been practice squad.
He probably just got practice squad because of his name. But yeah. But he played well. He overthrew someone on the final drive, and then Wells fumbled away the score. I want to say this. Chase, our boy from the one-on-one on Monday night, really good player. He was on the losing team. He was catching the ball in the middle. He was in on every play. I thought he was awesome. The white team was stacked.
Yes.
They ended up losing. They were stacked.
I honestly almost texted you and said, hey, do you want to put money on this Bachelor football game? Because I was...
There's no way I'm taking the blue team with Evan and an injured, needed stitches, James Taylor, not the singer, but the singer. How did that team win?
Yeah, that was never really explained. If anything, I think Jordan Rogers threw the game because he was going to win anyway, and he just didn't want to hang out with all the front runners. He knew
Yeah.
he could take down
The
Evan.
only thing is that the way the game ended, just a strip and two-hand touch, just stripped them and took it house. That was awesome. But how pissed do you think that JoJo was that the blue team won, and she had to like hang out with those losers?
She was probably pissed until she realized how cool Evan looked in his jersey.
Evan
You
made a nice
know,
catch, man.
he also got a nosebleed out of nowhere.
Yeah, coke. No,
Good point.
that was because of the cocaine. We know. Thanks,
Definitely because of the cocaine.
thanks for the bachelor party and you specifically uncovering that. We know that that was a coke nosebleed, but no, that was kind of fun to watch.
I mean,
Good for James.
I'm getting so sick of these dates being so specific for people. I love the James Taylor date, and I didn't mind the Luke date. And it's 100% biased because I hate Jordan Rogers, but it's like, hey, how can we again put a sports theme in here so Jordan Rogers can look great? Oh, we can have him play football. What? He's going to be the all-time quarterback? That's awesome.
Ace is a big hot yoga guy, so
But, yeah,
there you
he's a
go.
pro hot yoga.
No, but I mean good for James Taylor. He got lit up, bleeding everywhere, did not really make a fuss, and got back out there playing. Like, if you want to start making JoJo be into you more than just a friend, you got to start acting tough, and he was very tough. Everyone was impressed by him.
Did he pull like a wrestler though and actually cut himself? He saw an opportunity where he got kind of elbowed and then he was on the ground with a razor blade and cut his eye.
It's possible. It was probably a guitar pick.
Oh, classic. That's a sharp one though for his E sharp chord. Is that a chord? I don't know. Terrible joke. Keep going.
All right, let's get us to the main event of our 2 week span here. The 2-on-1. It's the best. It's a little early on episode 3 or 4 to have a 2-on-1. Pull that out. You usually pull that out with like 8 people left. It's my favorite event in television is the 2-on-1 on the Bachelorette or Bachelor, and this one did not disappoint. You get there, and it's between Alex the midget. We'll cut that, blur that out. Sorry for offending anyone at home. And Chad, the roid rage man. Couldn't have worked out better. Love that it happened.
I loved it. You know what? The best part is everybody is going after Chad now because they've realized like all Chad does say is you want to fight? Like let's go outside. And he won't do anything. So everyone like picked on him.
No one else wanted to do anything. He was saying to the other black one, not Christian,
Grant.
that not to be racist. That's not how I identify them. He was saying like we could go outside. I'll go outside with you, and then Grant would be like, "Let's do it then." And then he went up to move, and Grant just stood there. Before the 2-on-1 date, though, threatening to come find Jordan Rogers for no reason, like he was just like, "Do you want to join this conversation?" And he said no, and then all of a sudden like Chad was like, "You think this is a show?" Which it is. I'll find you. Like I'm gonna do it. Like that was insane and awesome.
How scared would you be though? Like even if like you knew like oh he's not gonna do anything, like how scared would you be?
Every one of these guys is scared of them. They keep saying they're not scared of him. Every one of them is, and you can see it. Like Jordan's like, "Okay, bro. Like I'm not scared of you," but like he's terrified of him. And
Yes.
he's like, "You should be scared of me." Like, oh man. But yeah. So then that ends up getting told to JoJo. That's probably the only reason that JoJo sent him home because he's fine with him messing with Evan. She's fine with him messing with Alex. Once you start messing with Jordan, that's her boy. That's who she likes right now. That's her top dog. That's not good.
Yeah,
So,
like if you say that to Evan, like I'm gonna find you, she is immediately turned on. If you say that about Alex, she maybe not as much because she has that 2-on-1. Harder for her to put it off. But yeah, you say anything about Jordan, or you look at Jordan the wrong way, you are screwed this season.
yeah. It's like step on your J's. No, but so they go, and of course, Alex, and it got brought up by JoJo, but Alex, we talked about it in the first episode. You never want to be that guy that has all your one-on-one time with someone being talked about someone else in the house. And that's what Evan has done, and that's what Alex has done. Just all he does is talk about somebody else. Just go and enjoy your time. Be drama-free. Apparently that's what she wants. But spends all his time talking about Chad. She goes, confronts Chad about it. He comes back doing that crazy whistle thing.
Creepiest thing anyone has ever done.
Omar had this thing where, like, when he was gonna go kill someone, he would whistle the farmer in the dell.
Is that The Wire, you said?
This is what it seemed like. It seemed like he was going to murder him, and then he just sits down and he goes, "Yeah, I'm not really happy with you." Something like that. That was awesome. I loved it.
The best quote, though, came 2 minutes later when Alex is trying to act like all hardo, and then Chad brings up milk, to which Alex responds, "I don't drink milk." And Chad goes, "Milk is delicious." That is by far the best line. I loved it.
Not drinking milk is kind of weird to me. I love milk.
Especially like if you're doing protein shakes, which I'm going to guarantee Alex has had a few, and we know Evans had made a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
I've been a part of a protein shake last week.
But, like, he's had milk. Like, what are you trying to prove here? Like, I don't drink milk. Like, you're better than us because you don't drink milk? Come on, guy. Come on.
But anyway, so she ends up sending Chad home. R.I.P. in peace to Chad. But he's not going down. He's not leaving. He finds his way back to the house, starts knocking on the door after everyone thinks he's gone and is celebrating, doing shots that they took his bag away. But there he is. He's knocking on the door, and then he starts scratching on it like a horror movie. And I don't want to bring that up because I just saw The Conjuring 2. But that's not a plug, by the way, though it is a good movie. Starts scratching on the door. I can't wait to see how next week starts because I don't want him to leave yet.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
You're going to be in Europe.
I am, and I'm sorry for the listeners of the show that I won't be here for that week or whatever it is. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's probably just the producers messing with us again, but her saying I hate him so much and, like, talking about how everyone, like, should be scared for their lives and stuff like that on the preview. Oh, my God, it looks great.
Also, I don't know if you also realize this, Jordan is going to get a ton of airtime next week. And so, boom, Jordan is by far, in any power ranking, he should be number one.
Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's do power rankings.
Perfect. My top three, number one, Jordan. Number two, Luke. Number three, creeping into my top three, James Taylor.
Okay. I got to go number one is Luke. I know it's probably Jordan, but I just want to mix it up a little bit. And she seemed really into him. Number two is James Taylor. No, number two is Jordan.
Yep.
And number three, I'll say Chase, because when she was talking to Big Ben, she was talking about how Chase kind of jumped her way to the front, and he played really well in the football game. Another guy I like is the James not Taylor, James F or something like that.
It's James. It's James F. I think.
He's the boxing arena. He's pretty funny. He jumped in the pool with his suit because he's so zany and cool, but like he seems like a pretty fun time. So I kind of like that guy. Look out for him.
I know you have a pool. Have you ever jumped into your pool with a suit on?
Not a swimming suit. Oh no, that with a swimming suit, not
okay.
Like full suit. No, I've never done that myself.
You're so not wacky and zany, man. I don't know how you can own a pool and not jump into it with a full suit on.
I stink. I suck. Another great. I love how Chad was talking about taking people's teeth and chopping off their limbs and stuff. That was pretty cool. That's a good way to be a part of the show still. So, want to do your segment before we kick it off?
Yeah. So we're gonna do this every week now. It is we're gonna call it ratings bump because we know the ratings for The Bachelor out of The Bachelor are always gonna be pretty solid, but there are things
They're better than
They could drive it over the edge. And we're going to give these ideas completely free. They can take them, they can leave them, all up to you. We're going to give an idea per week. I thought about 20, but I only want to use one that's relevant at this time. And we're going to definitely see it in 2 weeks. It's a big reason why. Chad should be the next Bachelor. You get to see the real side of Chad. You get to bring all this drama back. It's everyone's favorite bad boy. Bam. Who's not watching that season? Answer, nobody. Everyone's going to watch.
Chad wouldn't be that crazy because he doesn't have to compete with anyone on the Bachelor.
But the girls they would also bring in would be insane.
That's true.
Like you just got like the oh god, it would be so cool. And then like
it's one show though. That would be like a Flavor Flav, like that type of wild. But that's awesome. That's what I love. So I'm down with that.
Need it.
I don't remember my idea.
That's a good way to boost some ratings.
I think make it. Oh, it was weird. JoJo wants to show her fake tits off. She wants to do it anyway. Make it uncensored.
Let's do it.
Be able to say midget, and I mean, she's dying to get in a bikini every chance she gets. She's dying to see all them naked. Just make it uncensored.
I like it. You know what? The lack of nudity on this show is very surprising. So we basically thought up an idea for VH1 with Chad the bad boy, and I don't know if this is still around, but the Playboy channel could just do the Bachelorette fully nude.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be.
Bam. Also, my grandparents once had the Playboy channel, and they claimed that it was by a mistake, but the mistake never really got fixed, so that's creepy, right?
Yeah, you know what? My mom claims that I was a mistake, and I never really got fixed either. So.
Me too. There we go.
Your mistakes? Nice.
Nice.
Gotta stick together. All right, but next week is off. Hopefully you guys are still watching. I know I listened to another podcast, like 10 minutes of one about The Bachelor, and I hated it. And I was like getting mad because everyone's takes were just like fake and they were bullshit. And I was thinking like, I can't listen to other people talk about The Bachelor without being able to talk to them, like put my own opinions in. I was like screaming at myself, so I had to take it off. So if you guys have any input, you arguments, if you don't like our things, I know Kyle has a girlfriend.
No big deal.
She doesn't like what I have to say. So if you want to have your input, maybe have a question you want asked, any of that, make sure you tweet me or Kyle. Me at 90 yehalf nerb, and Kyle at Shadow Melrose or at
Kyle Melnamo.
Pretty easy to find, and you're probably finding us from us tweeting it anyway. So make sure that you leave some input. Maybe you like the show, maybe you hate the show. Just let us know. Keep listening, please. The three of you that do. I met a listener this week, so that was pretty cool.
It's a big day. Big day for all of us.
I won't be here in a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens with that, but enjoy your last moments with Chad, because there will be a few more moments. Make sure you enjoy those. Keep watching The Bachelor. This has been The Bachelor Party. Kyle, any last words?
Let's keep the party going.
All right, let's keep it going. See you next.